Happy 10th anniversary, StarKid! Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and this year, in case you guys didn't know, maybe you don't actually follow me on social media, StarKid is celebrating their 10th anniversary, and you're probably thinking, some of you are probably thinking, what the hell is StarKid? The other people are like, yes, oh my god! StarKid is a musical theatre company troupe that started at Michigan University from a whole bunch of students who got together and produced musicals, and they've continued that since graduating and have produced a musical at least every year for the past 10 years. They are awesome, they are amazing, they upload all their stuff to YouTube, which is how international fans get, well, how most people get to enjoy it, but how international fans in particular get to enjoy the shows. This year they're turning 10. So they've officially already turned 10 because back in April, I want to say it was April, marked the 10th anniversary of them performing their first musical and the formation of StarKid. Coming up in July, they have StarKid Homecoming, where like nearly everyone from every single show kind of thing is coming back for one awesome performance. Actually, there's gonna be 3 now because people went crazy and bought tickets, the pre-sale tickets, super quickly. And then at the end of the year, around Halloween, they're putting on their next musical, which is called Black Friday, which is so exciting. So anyway, I wanted to make a StarKid tag for all of us StarKids around the world to connect and share and fangirl all of our StarKid memories and thoughts and feelings and fangirlness and just awesomeness. A while ago, I actually made a video which is essentially titled Just a StarKid Appreciation Ramble, where I talked about like all the different shows, so I'll link that below if you're interested in seeing that. But I've come up with 10 questions that they're pretty basic questions that you can answer either in the comments, in a video, in a blog post, on Tumblr, on social media or whatever, talking about the stuff that we love about StarKid and just really appreciating and loving StarKid on their 10th anniversary. So let's go. So question 1 and 2 pretty much go hand in hand, so you're probably going to end up answering them both in the same sentence. But question 1 is the musical you first discovered, and I, like a lot of people, first discovered a Harry Potter musical. I feel like that's where a lot of people started, although I would really love to know if people found StarKid through other musicals. I think that'd be so cool, but I, like most people, found them through a Harry Potter musical. So question number 2 is, when did you discover StarKid? I am surprisingly a long time fan. I didn't actually realize like when I came on board with StarKid until like I made this question and looked back on it, and I'm pretty sure it was 2010 in the lead up to a Harry Potter sequel. I don't know if they necessarily announced that when I discovered them. And I remember it so vividly. In high school, when we were in year 9, we would get laptops from the government to do our schoolwork on. And I remember one of my friends was watching a Harry Potter musical in class, and she told me about it because we were both Harry Potter fans. And I remember her watching the first episode, I remember her watching the first part. You know, it's just Darren on stage singing, and when I first watched it, I thought it was so weird because it is weird when you first see it for the first time. It's really weird, but I remember I watched it all. I really loved it. As I said, it was after MAMD came out, so I ended up watching that, and I was very excited for ABPS to come out. And yeah, there was like a whole bunch of, like, it was about 5 or 6 of us who were fans of StarKid, and we were like obsessing over the new shows as they came out, and yeah, it was just really exciting. So yeah, 2010, that's ages, that's like that's a long time, that's crazy. I love that. Question number 3 is your top 3 musicals. Now I've kind of cheated with this a little bit, so for number 1 I've put a Harry Potter musical, but I feel like that's a bit of a cop-out. Like, it is the first musical I've seen. It's the reason why I love StarKid, because that's how I discovered them. And there's always just something so special about rewatching it. It just has a special place in a lot of our hearts because it's where the magic really began. So I'm going to also add it in my number 1 position, because I just flippin' love this musical and I rewatch it so often, is the Trail to Oregon. I think it is such a fantastic musical. I never played Trail to Oregon when I was a kid. It wasn't a thing here in Australia, obviously. I just love the musical. Jeff did such a fantastic job with the script and the music. I love the small cast. I love Joey playing like literally every single character. Jeff is hilarious, Rachel is awesome, Lauren is fantastic, Jamie is hilarious, and Corey is just flipping awesome. Like, the casting is on point, the story is really funny, the music is great. Just, I love everything about it. I rewatch it so often because it's just so fun. Coming in at number 2, I put A Very Potter sequel. I feel like AVPS might be my favorite of the Potter musicals. I'm not quite sure, but I just really like that one. It was actually quite hard to try and put these in a top 3 because I do really like them all, and especially like when you're watching them, you kind of like, oh my god, I forgot how awesome this was kind of thing. But definitely AVPS is just, it's when their Harry Potter stuff had been established and they were just having a lot of fun with it, and some really great songs in it. The cast is also really fun, and honestly, just Lauren as Draco is everything, and Lauren as Draco in AVPS is the best. And then coming in at number 3, I put Twisted. Twisted is just an epically Disney themed musical, and I love it. The music is great, the story is great, the characters are great. I love all of the Disney references. It is just so flippin' awesome and fun, and just done so flippin' well. Like, I love it. But honestly, I could put any of the musicals in these top 3 and say the exact same thing. So it is really difficult to top 3 them, but I think they're my top 3, or really 4. Because I've included 4. But yeah, number 4 is favorite songs from each musical. I thought it was a bit mean to say your favorite musical numbers of all time, because there are 12 musicals and there are like 10 songs in each kind of thing. It's a little bit mean, so I decided to make this talking about your favorite songs from each musical. So from AVPM, I really love Going Back to Hogwarts. Like, that is like the most iconic, one of the most iconic StarKid songs ever. It is so good. It's one that you just can't help but sing to and just really jam out to and just feel it's so good. Second one is Granger Danger. I love that one so much. I think Joey and Lauren were so awesome in that, and it's just such a really well written song. Plus, Voldemort is Going Down. It is such like a powerful powerhouse song, and just really like gets you going and like, yeah, let's defeat Voldemort. I love it. So from MAMD, I obviously love Me and My Dick, the first opening number, because, well, the whole musical itself is like so unexpected and so weird and crazy, and I just love that this first opening number is just, it just encapsulates that whole entire thing. I also really love Ready to Go, which is essentially the follow-on number, plus Even Though, which is similar to the first two, but a closing number. MAMD has some really great music that you kind of forget about until you're actually watching the musical and listen to it again, but they're definitely my 3 favorites. AVPS. I have so many from AVPS, like it's half of the soundtrack. So firstly, It's Not Over Yet. What I love most about it is when you think about it, Voldemort is Going Down was like the major closing number of AVPM, and then Not Over Yet kind of continues that epicness to open up AVPS and Going Back in Time, and just, again, it's that nice powerhouse number, a good way to start off the show. Harry freaking Potter is essentially the Going Back to Hogwarts of AVPS. It is just so flippin' good. Plus, I also love Hermione Can't Draw and No Way and Days of Summer, which is just like a beautiful but kind of sad and just very, just a lovely song. So Starship, of course, I Want to Be, like, if you think Starship, of course you're thinking of that opening, I Want to Be, a Starship Rangers song. Plus, I also love Kick It Up a Notch. I think Dylan is awesome as Pinsir in that. It is so good. Holy Musical Batman. I love the opening number of Holy Musical Batman. It's just so good. Next is Rogues Are We. I think it is such a great number, and I love the ensemble cast for that. Plus, I also really like Super Friends. It is just like the best song. It's just, I love it. It's such a great song. For AVPS, why? I love This Is the End. It is just such like a reminder at the beginning of the show that like this is the final show. It's just kind of sad but like awesome at the same time. I don't know what it is about it. It's just a really great one. I bawled my eyes out every single time with this one. I think it's so beautiful, especially when you listen to the Darren Criss version. Oh my god, it gives me all of the feels because it is like so accurate in like Darren's sense of like he was Harry Potter and now he's not anymore. Oh, I love it. Plus, I love the AVPSY version of Going Back to Hogwarts. It is just, again, so fun and so awesome. And I love Twisted. I love Dream a Little Harder. It is like one of my favorite StarKid songs of all time. It is such an awesome musical number. Very Disney, very like Broadway. I love it. It is so good and I love singing along to it. I also love 1001 Nights. It's a really beautiful, it is a really beautiful song, and Meredith and Dylan were awesome in it. No One Remembers Archimede is just a hilarious song, and I love Joe Walker so much, and he's like perfect as Archimede in the whole show. So this song was just really fun. Plus, The Power in Me. Rachel did an awesome job with this, and it is such a beautiful, one of the like final songs in the show. It is so beautiful. Trail to Oregon. I love pretty much the entire soundtrack. Gone to Oregon is really fun. Independence is awesome, particularly when Joey is playing every single other character and you just watching him do all that. Pays to Be an Animal is hilarious, and I love that one. When the World's at Stake, both versions of When the World's at Stake I really love, and plus Naked in a Lake is also really fun at the end of the show. But honestly, I love every single song from the Trail to Oregon soundtrack. So then there's Annie. Annie is probably my least favorite musical, simply because I'm not a Star Wars fan. But it's not terrible. I recently rewatched it and realized it's not as bad as like my head had made it out to be. It's actually really good, but it's just really difficult to kind of remember the songs from it. One, because I've only seen it now twice, and two, because they're done differently. They're done by the band. None of the cast actually sing. But there are actually two songs that I do really like. The first one is Annie, again the opening number, and then One in a Million. I think that is such a really fun song as well. But really the entire soundtrack for Annie is really good, considering it is slightly different to how they've done it in other StarKid shows. Firebringer, I love Just a Taste. It is so beautiful and so fun, and I love Rachel and Joey. Just anything that Rachel and Joey do are awesome, and this was a really fun number. Plus one that actually isn't on the soundtrack, but I just love it in the actual show, is Duck is Lord. I wish it was on the soundtrack. Duck is Lord is amazing. Joe is awesome, and I just love Duck is Lord. Finally, The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals. I love The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals. How awesome is that as an opening number? That is so flipping good. I also love Cup of Roasted Coffee or Cup of Poison Coffee. They're kind of interchangeable, obviously, because they're the same song, just slightly different. But that's really fun. It's a real 40s vibe, which I like. Plus, of course, Show-Stopping Number. How friggin' epic is that? Just... I'm so excited for Working Boys. Number 5 is favorite characters. This is pretty difficult because there are so many freaking characters, so many awesome ones. And just thinking now, I've written down all my other answers, but I didn't write down these ones because I was like, I don't know. I love Voldemort because it's such a fun, sassy version. I love Draco because of Lauren. Lupin is really fun because of Brian. What else we have? I love Taz and Up from Starship. They're both really fun. I love Tootsie Noodle or Tootsie Mega Girl. That's, just anything Dylan does is amazing. I honestly do love Aladdin and Jafar and the princess, and Ahmed is really fun. What else? I love all of the Trail to Oregon characters just because they're like awesome in their own way, and the names fit them so well. Just Trail to Oregon is like the best. I love whatever Rachel's character is in Firebringer. I can't think of her name. Plus I love Zazalil. She's just really fun. And Clark. Just Clark. Batman. I forgot Batman. Honestly, Batman is really fun in Batman, and I love Sweet Tooth. Oh my lordy lord, Jeff Blim. Holy crap, is he good at playing crazy characters. Yeah, I think I've like literally named every single character. But yeah, I love most of them. They're all really great. Number 6, favorite StarKid moments. This is a very open-ended question. One of my favorite things I love about StarKid is watching their live streams, whether it be live or after the fact. You can totally watch a live stream years later, and I've done that before. It's just so flippin' fun to watch them. I also really love within StarKid shows when they break the fourth wall, because they do so, like, it just works so well when they break the fourth wall. Like, StarKid has really great scripted fourth wall moments, and then just a whole bunch of things that happened when they're filming and when they're performing. It is just so awesome. I just love everything about StarKid, honestly. It's just so good. Number 7, do you have any StarKid merch? Well, yes, I do. I'm wearing one of them now. I'm wearing my Australian StarKid shirt. I love this so much. I also have the Keep Calm, It's Gonna Be Totally Awesome shirt. I love wearing this one. Back in the day, I got a phone case which doesn't fit my phone anymore. This is for the iPhone 5. It doesn't fit my phone anymore, but I love it. The one thing I did find about it is whenever I had this on my phone, it would affect how well my phone would pick up cell service, so I didn't use it too often. Plus it slipped out, but it's just a nice thing to have. Also, back in the day, I got one of their satchels. I had this like my first year at university, which isn't that long ago. I didn't really use it that much, but yeah, I need to use this more often. Look at it. Do they even have this anymore? But yeah. This is how like OG I feel because I have these. Plus I have the first round of Pindemonium pins. I need to actually go in and get more. So I have Ron eating red vines, Harry playing his guitar, I have Hermione reading a book about how to draw, and plus because I got the whole pack, I have the It's Gonna Be Totally Awesome pin as well. So I think that's all the merch I've got. I feel like there's something else that I've forgotten, but maybe there isn't. Number 8, StarKids you're always really excited to see in shows and are usually the ones that you love, always love their characters no matter who they're playing. Honestly, it's most of them. Lauren, I'm always excited to see who she's playing, and all of her characters I really, really love. Same with Joey and Joe and Jeff and Jamie. Honestly, all of the Jays are so good. Like those the StarKids who can honestly play any character and they like slay with it. Jeff in particular I love because he always ends up playing the slightly crazy characters and he can play those characters so well. Lauren is just so hilarious with anything she does. Same with Joey. Honestly, all of them I'm always really excited to see who they're playing, but those ones in particular. Number 9, fandom or franchise that you would love to see StarKid do a show about. Obviously a lot of the shows that StarKid do are based off, themed around different fandoms and franchises. And like when you look back on it, there's only 3 shows that aren't related to anything. That's MAMD, Firebringer, and the guy who didn't like musicals. Everything else has roots in a fandom or a franchise or is like a retelling or greatly inspired by a story. And it does kind of seem that they're moving away from being inspired by those sort of things. Still got references to pop culture stuff, but not so much centered on a particular fandom or franchise. But one that I would, actually there's 2 that I would love to see them do, because I think they work really, really well. The first one is a Wonderland themed thing. I think it'd be so awesome. And can I just say, Jeff Blim as the Mad Hatter. Anyone else? I don't really know like what they do, but I feel like there's so much content for like a Wonderland themed thing. I feel like it would be awesome, and there are characters that would suit some of the actors so flippin' well. But yeah, Jeff Blim as the Mad Hatter. One-man show, that'd work. And the other one is also the Wizard of Oz. Again, I feel like that'd be so fun. It could just be like an Emerald City themed thing, like everything that's happening in Emerald City while Dorothy's walking the Yellow Brick Road. I don't really know what it could be. Or like set in the Munchkin Village. I don't know. I'm just giving ideas here. One show that I think would be awesome, I don't know a lot of people would love and support, is a Nick Lang one-man show. If you watch any of the StarKid live streams, you will know that he is awesome at impressions and accents and impersonations and whatever. And yeah, he would be epic at a one-man show. That'd be awesome. And finally, question 10. If you could only watch one StarKid show for the rest of your life, which one would it be? Difficult, I know. But honestly, for me, I would pick Trail to Oregon because I've watched it so many flippin' times. I think it's my most watched StarKid show. I just flippin' love it. I would totally 100% watch that only for the rest of my life. I can probably say that about any single StarKid show, but definitely Trail to Oregon because it's just awesome. I love it so much. So that is the StarKid 10th anniversary tag. All of the questions will be in the description below. Feel free to answer them either in the comments, on a blog post, in a video, on social media, wherever. If you do, let me know because I'd love to go check out your answers. Give this video a thumbs up if you were excited for StarKid Homecoming. Let me know if you are lucky enough to have tickets to go. And also thumbs up this video if you're also excited for Black Friday. And if you were a backer, are you also excited for Working Boys? Because I flippin' am. That's going to be awesome. Okay, this video has gone on long enough. I hope you guys enjoyed. And I'm super excited for StarKid stuff this year. StarKid is just getting better and better, and I love it. Bye.